everybody? Welcome to another episode of Nasty Addiction Garage. So we're back again to this Toyota MR2 front end reassembly. We are now to part 4 of the front end rebuild. So this is a big benchmark for me because this is probably the most this car has been put together, guys. So enough talking. Let's just jump into this build and let's start putting more things onto this front end. So let's go. All right, everybody, welcome back. So this is going to draw us to part 4 of our front end reassembly on our Toyota MR2. So where we left off last, I was waiting on some titanium bolts, and the titanium bolts did come in. So we're going to scoot over here really quick and kind of check this out. I did find some 3 AN fittings, so that's going to be good for the clutch and the master brake, so it's going to be perfect. But got a whole bunch more titanium bolts in. I still have some rubber titanium washers. I believe these are M8, and these are from Z-Spec. They're nice. I like these bolts, but I found some other sources that were a little bit cheaper, so I'm not going to be using them anymore. But I did find some good ones. So got all the bolts in. So the next step is probably to install the windshield wiper motor. We're going to go ahead and move forward doing that and then start moving on to the lower end suspension. I don't know if you guys seen these, but these were the Megan trailing arms. I think these are trailing arms. Hey, whatever. These are the Megan front arms. But I did get them powder coated on the spots in the metals that I can, and then I got them this protective black coating on this because this is a moving part. I didn't want it too sealed up. Same thing with these guys, but these are all powder coated separately. So guys, let's jump into this video and start installing stuff. I'm super excited to get this thing going. So enough talk. We're going to start with the windshield wiper motor. I got some titanium bolts to fit that up with some more rubber washers. So let's jump into it now, guys. Let's go. Alright, that was a nice easy setup for the install on the windshield wiper motor. That's going to be perfect, so that's nicely tucked in there. What we're going to now move on to are the front arms for the suspension. I don't have the lower control arms just yet because I'm waiting for this one company who has I can never pronounce it, Furic bearings, I guess, for these spots here, just because I don't want to use the rubber ones, so I'm waiting on stuff like that. So the lower control arms are going to have to wait a little bit, but for the most part, we're still going to install these arms here and move forward. At least we have these installed, and again, everything's going to be by hand, like just tightened by hand, just enough to be on there, because then I like to go through everything and go by my spec sheet and start tightening up everything. So then I could go ahead and mark it with my little orange marker and go from there. But guys, let's jump into the arms, the front arm suspension. We're going to install that right now, and we're probably just going to have them dangling right there, just so then until we get the bushings for our lower front control arms, and we'll go from there, guys. So let's go. guys just saw there was me installing the front arms on the Toyota MR2. Remember, guys, these were my Megan arms. All I did was get them powder coated. I did put both of them in as they should. They'll sit just like this on the lower control arm, but all I did was hand tighten them. None of them are adjusted. None of them are to spec or torque, so I'm just holding them in there just for purposes so then I can start mocking things up. I like to torque everything all at one time, just so then while the torque wrench is nicely calibrated, I like everything to be done all at one time. But we did install the front arms, so we're good with that. And again, we're waiting on the lower control arms because I'm waiting for the bushings for those. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to probably adding some bolts where we needed to. So I'm gonna add some nuts here along with the washers just to keep this down. We're gonna go ahead and move forward and install the tire bar, I guess this would be called. We're gonna go ahead and install that. I just finished putting these guys together. These are gonna be the rear trailing arms. But as you guys see, we got quite a few different things. I'm not going to install these yet, again, because I need the my rack pinion arms, so I'm waiting on those. But we're going to go ahead and install this this tire bar and go ahead and put these bolts or these nuts in for the rack pinion cover. So let's go. Everybody, now that we've got these arms on, we're gonna move on and install these fenders. So let me tell you a little thing with these fenders. We're just gonna use them to mock up the front headlights, which are the Poon headlights, which we have right here. We're gonna use them just to mock them up and get everything situated. So I am gonna install them and just basically bolt them down just so then we can go ahead and move forward with the installation of the front headlights, because I do want to start mocking these things up. They are gonna take me some time, so the next episode or two maybe you guys might see me mocking up the actual headlights to the body. It's gonna take a lot of work, and I know it is, so I might as well get started on it as soon as possible. But we're gonna go ahead and move forward and install these fenders, guys, and we'll go from there. So let's go. All right, everybody, we have the front fenders to the wide body kit on finally. Just all we're doing actually though is just using them to mock up the headlights. But before we even do that, I ran into some issues. If you guys see right here, this side fits actually very, very well. This had this issue last time when I started to mock up the kit. Just that's why I didn't want to finish doing everything, just because I wanted to make everything fit correctly. But this side fits perfect with the Ultra Racing bar. It like just touches it, which I am totally okay with, but it fits perfectly flush. Same thing goes for up top here. It fits really, really well. Got the titanium in and it does well. But the driver's side has always been the issue. So as you notice that there is one bolt here, no bolt here in the middle. So I still have to drill out that. But come back down here, and as you guys see, we have too much material here. So I'm gonna have to cut in an angle this way, just so then it can allow this bar to go. But I think there's just too much material here. If you guys notice how thick that side is compared to this side, very different. But we're gonna have to remove these eventually and adjust them, because you guys could even tell back here this is very off. from the car just because of the Ultra Racing bar, but we are going to be using the Ultra Racing bar, so we are going to have to modify that fender. And guys, remember, this is not the pattern carbon fiber I'm going. This is just for right now. This is going to be an eyesore for me because I do have hex carbon fiber all around on the car, so this is going to need to be sent out. So if you guys know anybody in the area of Chicago or outside of the area that does carbon fiber overlay or does carbon fiber in general, please shoot them my way. ABC Carbon does do it, but this is going to be a chunk of money to send all the way to the UK. So I'm on the fence about it, and I don't know if ABC Carbon has the room to do it, so I'm not too sure just yet. I haven't really asked them, so that might be where these might go, but I first have to definitely modify them and make them fit appropriately, because as we can see, these things, they're not equal on both sides, but it's starting to look really, really nice, guys. Look at how wide that looks. This is just, I mean, this side really doesn't count because it's touching something, but it's still relatively wide, guys. Look at this wide. Look at this. It just looks so good. It makes me super happy to know that we're at this point. All right, everybody, that's going to conclude today's episode. We've got a lot of stuff covered on this MR2 front end rebuild. So the good thing is that we did get everything we kind of needed to mock up the front headlight. So that might be next on our voyage as far as getting this MR2 together. But as far as now, I think we've done so much and we are well on our way to getting this front end done, guys. So until next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and peace. So guys, on the next episode, you guys might want to stick around because we are going to start installing the Ultra Racing bars for the front end. I told you guys in the beginning I had every single bar needed or made by Ultra Racing for my MR2. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing this. So you guys have to make sure you guys stay tuned for the next episode because this is going to be fun. So let's go.